In my document here, my outline, you'll recall, we've got the outline of items. And what I want to be able to do is for the outline in here, I want to be able to create links to additional content, to pages that go over some more specifics. So for the lists and the text elements, I want to point to specific pages for those. Those specific pages happen to be in this content folder under lists.html and text.html. So let's go in and create our link. So my anchor tag, I'm going to provide an href, and that's going to be in content lists.html, and I'll close the anchor tag. So now I have this going to the content folder, lists.html, and the content of the anchor, this text, now becomes the thing that is the link. That's the thing that I can now click on in the browser and follow that particular link. Likewise, we'll put one up here. So that's going to be content, and that was text.html. And we'll close that out. We save that and then come back in and refresh. You can see now each of those is a link. If I go to the text elements, now I get a whole series of text filling up the pages there. If I navigate back and go to lists, now that takes me to the content lists HTML, and I get the information that's in that particular document. So that's pretty straightforward. We've now linked to those additional pages within our own site using that relative path. Switch back over and look. Just a couple things to note here. The dot in the path, as you probably know, indicates that we want to start in the current directory. So then we would go into content text.html. That works for relative, but I also want to, if we look in the background here, if you remember my superscripts that I put on the courses, I want to be able to use those as links as well. So let's go in here. I'm going to bring this down on another line because white space doesn't matter. And let's create an anchor. And we're going to put an href in there. And then we're going to have that, the one. I'm just doing this quite simply so we can see it before I put my long hrefs in here. Now these are going to refer to other courses out on the Pluralsight site. So they're not here local on my machine. They're going to be on a different server, and I therefore need to provide an absolute URI. Let me copy one and bring it in here. So here we've got the URI. We can see that it's going to have the full address. So now we give it the server name, pluralsighttraining.net, go into the courses, and we have the course name and the title there. So this URI, notice, doesn't have a .htm or any extension on it. That's okay. Still a valid URI to that particular course info. Now we can paste in here. That's our CSS course. Now we'll paste in here and we'll go into our HTTP fundamentals. We'll save that, switch back over here to the browser. And notice now that those items are links. I get the nice little glove that indicates that I can click them. If I follow the first one, we've got all the information on our Introduction to CSS course. And if I follow the second one, of course, we get the information on the HTTP Fundamentals course. So now I have links from my document that point out to other servers and other content using absolute URIs. And I have links that point to other content on my site using relative URIs.